My number one thing about playing football is probably just
that feeling, just walking on the field on Friday night. There's nothing better than that.
I like to hit people.
Hitting and getting hit.
Having fun. Hard hits.
The fact that you just have to rely on everybody. It's such a team sport. You have to rely on everybody.
My favorite thing about football is those Friday night lights.
The crowd. The community aspect.
Playing underneath the lights Friday nights with all my friends out here, listening to the crowd roar.
I love football because of the feelings I get when I play. It's a big family feeling.
Working hard for the person next to you.
Everyone works together.
These guys come together and we're almost like brothers.
Coming out here with a bunch of brothers chasing the same goals. Helping my team win and going out there every day and giving my all, and hopefully we get a win at Friday Night Lights.
Welcome to the News 8 Highlight Zone High School Football Preview Show, sponsored by The Ground Round on Alaska and Toma.
I call it the quickest 9 weeks of the year, high school football season. Thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Wawrnick.
And I'm Charlie Clifford. For the fourth straight year, News 8 gets you ready for football in the Coolee region. Behind us, Swanson Field at Logan High School, the newly installed field turf project wrapping up, looking like a beautiful new home for the Rangers.
When you've won 5 of the past 8 conference championships, you are the opponent circled on everybody's calendar. The Logan Rangers, 2-time defending Mississippi Valley Conference champs. Quarterback Trey Davis back for year 3 under center. From taking over the position midseason as a sophomore to now a Division II scholarship QB, Davis is ready to continue the Rangers' run.
The pace of the game slowed down every year. Being a starter, sophomore year was fast, junior year it slowed down, but now coming in as a senior, the game's just slower, and then I know that I can be that leader, and I can tell my guys everything's gonna be good. I've been through this, we've been through this. Like, it's just good to have that experience.
He can correct me a lot. You know, if I make a wrong call, he can say, well, shouldn't it be like this? And that's awesome, because having a 3-year starter, he's got a firm grasp of the offense, and the nice thing is he's got a even higher grasp of what defense show us.
Right with the Rangers were the Holman Vikings, the two tied for the MVC championship. Holman, though, saw an early exit in the postseason at the hands of DeForest.
Now Holman returns 5 starters on both sides of the football. But one major difference between last year's Vikings and this year's Vikings. News 8's Nick Ragnar has that story.
After 29 years on the sideline, Steve King coached his final game for the Vikings in 2015. Now there's a new era of Holman football, and he kicked off with a bang.
Meet Travis Kowalski. It's his 9th year in Holman football, first as the head coach.
Has a ton of experience. He's the perfect guy for the job.
He takes over a program that hasn't had a losing season since 2010. And Kowalski is following the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
There's not a lot of major changes that have happened this year. The biggest thing is we got new uniforms.
But as some traditions continue, others change.
Dig deep, Warrior, dig deep!
Kowalski steps aside on the first day of practice.
3rd and 4th ranks!
And hands the reins over to Holman alum Drill Sergeant Stan Grant.
Push it! You're not even trying! Push it! What can we do to erase the memory of that DeForest game? What can we do?
Work harder, Drill Sergeant!
It's still gotta burn, right? 1, 2, 3! It's gotta eat you alive a little bit still. Mentally tell yourself you're not gonna drop to a knee, Warrior. We busted our tails all season long. 2-a-days in the heat, just like this morning. 4 guys on the back of this Humvee. I want a couple bigger guys and a couple smaller guys. Went through the NVC. We got them on our home turf. Keep it going. We started off strong, and boom. Are we scared or do we want to train? Our will was broken. Our will was broken, Warriors. We can't ever have our will broken.
It's something that gives you goosebumps as a coach, because if you want to win games, you have to dig deep.
If one's struggling, we're all struggling.
Keeping up with a drill sergeant and replacing a longtime head coach. As one task finishes,
somebody give me a breakdown.
The other just begins. New adventures for both these Vikings and their first-year coach.
A lot of teams that you play, it's a battle of wills. And if we can come out and we have a stronger battle of wills, we can take care of what we need to take care of.
Brother, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Brother!
In Holman with the Vikings, Nick Ragnar, News 8 Sports.
Thank you, Nick. Toma finished third last season and returned to the playoffs for the first time since 2012. But to build off the 6-4 campaign, they have to replace last year's Conference Defensive Player of the Year, Ben Venner. Bringing back 7 starters on that side of the ball is a good start, especially when it includes all conference outside linebackers Justice Blackhawk and Casey Curran to anchor the defense.
Had very, very nice years at outside linebacker for us. They play a little bit different position right there, but verbally and physically, they're doing a really good job.
Defense has always been our strong suit, I think. So getting those 7 guys back, that's going to be that's going to give us a lot of the edge over the other teams, I think, this year.
West Salem returning close to 2/3 of last year's starters, who finished 4-3 and in 4th place in the MVC. That includes 3 first-team conference selections along the line. Head coach Justin Yang calling those returning linemen, who are also 3-year varsity starters, the core of this year's team.
Yeah, you're in the trenches, but you just bring as much energy as you can. So so other people follow you, because you're the main starting point of the offense.
The other 2 guys, let's say they have a question, there's 3 other guys they can ask about it. There's more confidence for a younger quarterback to come in.
It makes me, I get the tingles inside. I love it. Good protection, knowing that they're experienced and they know what they're doing.
Onalaska has a wide receiver trio that could stack up with some of the best in the state.
Jalen Sample led the MVC in receptions last year. Noah Fredrickson was second. And Tyler Hughes returns after a shortened junior season due to a leg injury.
We didn't know what we had in Jalen when we started last August, and it kind of became evident as Tyler went down, as Noah stepped up and started taking a lot more reps. We needed all those guys on the field. We couldn't have one of those guys watching the game. So we had to make some changes and really start spreading the ball around and getting those guys in space and using those threats, because there's not a lot of high school teams that have 2 solid corners that can cover both those guys, and you throw Freddie underneath and it just makes it more difficult.
I'm in the slot a lot, so I'm doing a lot of motioning, bubbles, some short routes. Mostly, I'm not the fastest, but a lot of agility stuff is kind of my thing. It's a lot of fun to play with them, because I think that they're just some of the best receivers in the state.
I'm usually on the outside, but I guess I can go in the slot too. I pride myself on running good routes and yards after the catch. All 3 of us could be talented wide receivers if we were the only ones on our team and put up big numbers, but the fact that we have 3 is exciting.
I mostly play on the outside, so I mostly have the deeper routes, but yeah, I pride myself on being a pretty good route runner and just catching everything I can. When the ball's in the air, I'm just thinking nobody else is getting it. This is mine, and I just know that if there's a ball in my area, I'm going to get it.
Jalen is 1 away from tops in school history. I think Hughes is 12 and Freddie I think is 13 maybe. It's possible that by season's end they could be 1, 2, 3. We got some guys, we got 2 quarterbacks who can throw the ball really well. We're going to put the ball in space and have some fun.
Aquinas head coach Tom Lee describes his team this year as really, 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 really young. That's 4 reallys if you're counting at home. 2 starters return on defense, 4 on offense. The big position battle at camp is at quarterback between senior CJ Nolte and junior Conley Malone. Lee calling both great athletes, and whoever does not win the QB job will help the other by playing wide receiver.
It's always good to have competition. We're both open to playing either wide receiver or quarterback. We just feel like it's the coach's decision, whatever they need best for the team, really. Either of us are ready to step up and play either one. We know we'll be leaders at both positions.
It's been good. There's always a good competition, especially when you're good friends with the guy. It'll be competitive at some times, but then off the field, it's just he's your brother.
Sparta took another small step in the win column last season. The key number this year, 22. Head coach John Blaha gets nearly 24 seniors back, led by his guys up front on defense. The Spartan program up to a healthy 90 players this fall. Jaden Winchell, Jacob Edwards, Caleb Schaff, 3 names to keep an eye on. And do the same for the guy under center. It's Ryan Wisniewski. It's his show for now.
I've been doing it for a long time, so I know what I'm doing, and we got new offense this year, so it's just getting everybody to listen.
With numbers, there's juniors and sophomores pushing some of them, so one of the great things is they know no position's anyone's right now, so they're pushing each other, and you can feel that energy.
For Central, the playbook is now wide open. And why not? The senior trio of Bailey Kale, Connor Williams, and Austin Steele are not easy guys to track down. Tony Service wants to get these guys in space and see what happens on offense. The Raiders return 7 offensive starters. The option attack is not invited back.
We've got more than just Bailey and Connor. We've got Zach Luth, who didn't get the ball a ton last year. He played a little fullback for us, but he's got excellent hands. Greg Kohler played a little bit more towards the end of the year. He's got some good speed. It's a lot more athletes than what people think.
We have a lot of people that can do a lot of things for us, and this offense helps us exploit that and helps us really show off what we can do. It is a pain to cover. It is really hard to play defense against.
Here's last year's standings. Logan and Holman shared the MVC title. Toma, the big mover, 2-5 in 2014 to 5-2 last season. Is this another season decided between the Rangers and Vikings, or does another team want to jump in and get that top spot?
Well, back on board with us for a 4th consecutive year is WisSports.net general manager and football editor Travis Wilson. Here is his look at the MVC.
La Crosse, Logan, and Holman have ruled the Mississippi Valley Conference in recent years, and it's only fitting that last year they shared the league title. Logan was the only Mississippi Valley Conference team to win a postseason game, advancing to Level 2. Toma, West Salem, and Onalaska did make the playoffs as well. There are some outstanding skill position players in the Mississippi Valley Conference this year. At Logan, quarterback Trey Davis is already committed to Concordia St. Paul after throwing more than 1,300 yards last year. He's ranked as the number 8 quarterback in the senior class by WisSports.net. Jalen Sample, an outstanding wide receiver from Onalaska, is receiving Division I and Division II attention after catching 52 passes for more than 800 yards last year. Holman running back Seth Wilson was a first-team all-conference player last year despite missing several early season games. He has a preferred walk-on offer from Wisconsin, along with considerable Division I and Division II attention. He's ranked as the number 3 senior running back by WisSports.net. La Crosse, Logan, and Holman should continue their impressive postseason streaks in 2016. It'll be interesting to watch what happens in spots 3 through 6. Onalaska has what it takes to get into the postseason, while Toma and West Salem should be in the hunt as well. It figures to be a 2-horse race in the Mississippi Valley Conference this year once again, with Logan and Holman battling it out. Circle your calendars for October 7th in a Week 8 game when Logan will travel to Holman.
Thank you, Travis. Coming up, Caledonia's only big loss last year, a season-ending injury to a defensive star. The check-in with the champs is next.
And we're not really looking at it, well, we have to replace Jim Hesley, and we try to have to replace Rob Hesley and Aaron Benson. We're just sort of saying, well, let's make sure we have a guy that can play middle linebacker and a guy that can play running back.
The new names are ready in Arcadia. What's the Raiders' plan moving forward this fall?
And Division 7 belonged to Bangor. We talk repeat with the Cardinals.
Meanwhile, Melrose Minduro quarterback Sam Boone eyes a 3rd mission in the Dairyland.
To be honest, I haven't really addressed the team about it because this is their 4 years, not mine, so I don't really need anything to be about me.
And an off-season car accident turned miracle in Ithaca. Coach, cancer, and his battling Bulldogs. That story is ahead. You are watching the News 8 Highlight Zone High School Football Preview Show.
Is there room for yet another state trophy at Caledonia High School? Caledonia and the rest of Minnesota starting up practices tomorrow. But there's one guy who cannot wait to get back out on the field.
Warriors Division I defensive end prospect Ezekiel Ott missed out on a big day last year. Don't try and get in his way this time around. This is exactly how Ezekiel Ott drew it up. TCF Bank Stadium, his Caledonia Warriors, and a state championship. Last November, it all came true. But Ott was nowhere near the celebration.
I was so sick from the anesthetic and the surgery that whenever I'd look at the TV, I'd get so nauseous I'd have to throw up, so I really just got to listen to it.
3 days removed from surgery to repair a torn ACL suffered during the Warriors' final 2015 regular season game, Ott watched from home as his team shut out Pipestone for the MSHSL Class 2A title.
You'd give anything to be playing with them in that final, but you just gotta, there's nothing you can do.
Since January, Ott's focus is back on what he can do. With a pair of Division I AA offers in hand, the University of Minnesota and Iowa now wait to see what player returns to the field next month. Everything appears to be on the line this fall. One guy isn't worried.
You know, it's interesting. The Iowa coach was here, and and he's like, compare him to Carl Kluge. And I'm like, Coach, that's really hard for me right now. But I said he's about as close as you can come.
September 2nd versus La Crescent, Caledonia starts the hunt for a 7th state title in 10 seasons. And this Warrior wants payback.
I wanted to try my hardest because I didn't like being a mediocre player. I sat out 6 games last year, and not ready to sit out another one. I'm ready to go.
And for our Minnesota teams out there, thanks for staying up and breaking curfew with us. First practice tomorrow, Monday, August 15th.
Yes, we'll catch up with many more of our area teams on the other side of the river in the coming weeks on News 8 at 6 and 10.
Coming up, who's your pick in the Coolee Conference? A complete breakdown of all 6 teams is next. The 2016 Coolee Conference, will Arcadia's reign continue, or will we see a rise of another program this season? September 14th, 2012, that day.
Long time ago.
The last time Arcadia lost a game in the Coolee Conference.
The Raiders, winners of 19 straight conference games while piling up 3 straight Coolee championships. Arcadia experiencing a huge turnover of players this season, with only a few starters from last year returning. Head coach Derek Updike says he's not looking to replace a Rob Hesley or a Jim Hesley. Instead, just utilize the next round of talent that has moved their way up the program. And he really likes what he's seen out of this year's 14-member senior class.
You know, this group of seniors kind of lived in the shadow of the kids before them and finally get to kind of come out of their shell and take ownership and leadership. And I'm really excited about it because they're relishing this and being good role models to the underclassmen.
To come out of the shadow and just show them what we have to offer. The class above us taught us great things, and we're just going to come out and do what they taught us and try to do the best we can.
A new football field next to the high school awaits Westby this season. Home games will have a 4 p.m. kickoff due to not having lights installed just yet. The Norsemen were right behind Arcadia in the standings last year, and like them, graduated a lot of talent. Westby turns to a senior class that will fill all 22 starting spots on offense and defense.
It gives you some good confidence going into your first couple games. The seniors are the heart and soul of your football team. They've got the maturity, the experience. They know more what to expect, so I think it'll be very good for us.
It's really nice playing next to all my friends, and I can just look over, and it's everybody I went to school with since preschool, elementary school. So it's kind of nice having that bond with everybody.
Black River Falls head coach Jim Bible describing this year's team as faceless and nameless, with most of their standout performers from last year graduating. One big name does return, the Tigers' 2015 leading rusher Brock Zukowski. The experience the senior captain brings will play big for a mostly young team.
Experience, I think, is a major key to playing football, because then you're basically like the senior guy out there. You know what to do. You can tell that you can help lead by example for the other guys.
I think he's in good shape, and I think he's looking forward to a good year. We got to give him some, give him a few holes to hopefully get into. But he's a pretty bruising running back. He did a nice job last year, and just being 1 year older and another 10 pounds heavier and a little bit faster always helps.
GET, after missing the postseason in 2014, made their return last season.
But not able to participate in last year's playoffs was the Redhawks' first-team All-Coolee Conference running back. Butch Haynes just has that look of a football player.
I'm a bigger guy. I like to hit people, but it always is going. Always ready to play another down of football.
The fullback and linebacker's only goal on the football field is to do whatever to help GET win.
Coach wants me to run the ball. Coach wants me to run balls. Coach wants me to lead block for everybody. I'll lead block for him.
However, Haynes hasn't been able to help the Redhawks during the final stretch of their schedule over the past 2 seasons. He tore his meniscus in week 6 of his sophomore year, and then tore the meniscus in his other knee in week 7 during last year's junior season.
It was the same thing. I had a genetic condition where it was thicker than it should have been, but yeah, it was just really disappointing to have it happen. Like my physical therapy says, I'm ready to go 100% since May, and I should have been just getting ready now. So I'm how far ahead of the project, but just doing everything I can.
Healthy once again, Haynes is hoping for a special senior season.
Since you're a little kid looking and going and playing postseason and try to make it a playoffs, and even try to make it a state, try to make a state run, But it'd just be super nice to stay healthy all year and play good, solid football.
Viroqua head coach Bill Hanna calling the offensive and defensive line the heart and soul of this year's team. The Blackhawks return 5 senior linemen, including arguably the most imposing player our area will see this season, right tackle Michael Lampman, 6'9", 290 pounds. His teammates joke, whatever side he's on, they're running it that way.
It's really nice because I feel that means that the team has faith in me and they believe that I can move people to get him yards.
You know, I think he's putting a little more pressure on himself this year. He understands his size, he's seen well, you know, but like I said, those 4 other linemen that I have, those 4 other senior linemen that are sitting there, and the 6 other linemen that we have total on that offensive line, I have all the faith in the world in all of them, and I think every one of them is a leader and is going to be successful for us.
Sam Babinek moves from wide receiver to quarterback for the Luther Knights. Team speed, the strength of this year's squad. Figuring out how to turn that speed into victories is the job of first-year head coach Matt Schiebel.
It's been good. He was defensive coach last year, so he's just taken over the offense basically. Little routine is different, but other than that, he's been pretty much the same as our last coach.
It's going to take some solid football. We can't have turnovers. We've got to take care of the ball. We've got to create our own turnovers when we're on defense, and the hard work, the speed, the time that these kids have put in, I think is going to help a ton.
Here's last year's Coolee standings. The consensus among the conference head coaches, the teams at the top will be good again, but also don't sleep on the likes of Viroqua and Luther. Here are Travis Wilson's thoughts.
Arcadia captured a 3rd straight undefeated regular season title, as the Raiders have not lost a regular season game since early in 2012. In the game that everyone wanted to see in the Division 5 playoffs, Amherst took on Arcadia in Level 3. Arcadia went up early before falling 42-21. Of note, Arcadia did beat eventual Division 4 champion Osceola early in the regular season. Westby, GET, and Black River Falls also made the playoffs. Butch Haynes, a running back from GET, is the only returning first-team all-conference player in the league, while on defense, Jacob Lalamont, a defensive lineman from Arcadia, is the only first-team all-conference player on that side of the ball. Brody Back and Dylan Sukup are running backs from Arcadia. They played a key role last season, but with all the players graduating from Arcadia, we'll see their chance to shine this year. Arcadia has only 2 offensive starters back from last year, with 3 on defense, but the team does have 24 returning letter winners, plus players that were part of a 6-0 JV team. Westby and Black River Falls also have what it takes to get into the playoffs, along with GET. Despite heavy graduation losses from last year's outstanding team, Arcadia remains the team to beat in the Coolee Conference until someone else proves otherwise. GET could be that team this year.
Coming up, the future Wisconsin Football Coaches Association Hall of Fame coach Dan Coughlin is back with News 8 for a 4th year. We get some of his thoughts as we get ready for kickoff to the 2016 season.
You're watching the News 8 Highlight Zone High School Football Preview Show.
Welcome back. We are at halftime of this year's special presented by Ground Round.
We're here on site alongside former Aquinas head coach Dan Coughlin and a future member of the Wisconsin Football Coaches Hall of Fame, class of 2017. How's that feel?
It's, you know, it's a great capper on my career, and as I was telling you guys earlier, the last 4 coaches now, including me, are in the Wisconsin Aquinas coaches are in the Football Coaches Hall of Fame. So it's pretty special.
Big honor.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Talking football this season now, we know a lot at the NFL level ever since the collective bargaining agreement from a few years back, how less practices, less pads. We're now starting to see that more and more now to high school-wise.
Yeah, I think it's an answer to the concussion protocol, the concussion question. I think football is trying to be proactive. I mean, they're kind of getting beat up on a little bit, and they needed to go out and do some things. It's good. As I told you guys last year.
You never were a big fan of 2 days anyway.
Nope, never did 2-a-days. Hated them when I was a player. I thought mostly the preseason was meant to be kind of a mental exercise anyway, rather than a physical exercise. And being a coach at a small school, I guess I had my own ideas on that. I couldn't afford to beat kids up and lose kids in practice. My very first year that I coached, I was doing some drill that I had seen coaches do forever, And I actually injured 2 kids. They broke their collarbones, and I learned that my first year. I thought, holy cow, those poor kids are not going to, that's all they waited for was to play their high school senior season. And because I was doing a drill that really didn't make any difference, they were out. I learned that lesson.
Now we're on the doorstep of that season. We saw early in the show. See a little more throwing in the MVC this year. Central on Alaska, real confident Hilltopper bunch.
Yeah.
What do you think about teams looking at the spread and saying, maybe we got a chance to put some more points up on the board if we can spread out these defenses?
Well, you know what? It's kind of it's the modern philosophy of football. You're seeing more and more teams do that. It's sort of I think it kind of stems from basketball, where you basically are taking athletes, putting them in a one-on-one situation and saying, my athlete is better than your athlete. Things go in cycles. You used to see teams pound it at you. Now you're seeing more of a spread. The kids I always enjoyed throwing the football, because I always said, if you took 2 football players out, or 2 kids that had never played football, and put a football in front of them, I'm pretty sure the first thing they would not do is hand it off to the other one. Yeah, they're going to throw. Yeah, they're going to throw the ball. I was always of the philosophy, if they're going to let me throw the football, I'm going to throw the football. If they're going to let me run the football, I'm going to run the football. So
that's simple. It can be simple sometimes.
I thought it's a simple game, right?
Excellent. Well, glad to have you back for
Thank you.
another
I'm really
season.
glad to be back. This is really fun.
Excellent. Well, the Ground Round Table with former head coach Dan Coughlin every Thursday at 6 during the football season.
What did 2015 for Prairie du Chien Athletics, with state appearances in basketball and baseball and the first conference championship in football since 1988. They look to ride that momentum into the season with a new man leading the way. Jason Theory takes over for Aaron Amundsen as the Hawks head coach. He's ready to stay atop the SWC.
Well, I was here last year as well, and had the opportunity to see how things work with Aaron, and he's done a great job in getting this program back on the map. And it's been great. So I'm familiar with the kids, we're familiar with the coaches, and everything's been going good so far, and everything's real positive.
I like to have coaches that want to make us better, and no days off, so yeah, I like it. And we have the coaches here to make it happen, so I feel it's going to be a great season.
Still 12 stops remaining. Next up, the WIAA team from our area coming off a perfect season. That's next on the News 8 Highlight Zone High School Football Preview Show.
He talked to us earlier this week about how he deleted all his backgrounds from the state and put all his deer hunting pictures up there again. He's trying to forget about that for right now.
Bangor capturing its first football state title last November, 20-14 over Pepin Elma. Now head coach Rick Mullenberg, as you just heard, sounds ready to move on from those state title memories.
What the task to try to follow up those great memories that Bangor was able to create last year. The good news is running back Luke Reeder is back. Reeder ran for nearly 700 yards and 10 touchdowns in 2015. Plenty of the touches to go around this year with no more Andrew Piskey or Jack Reeder. Senior Alex Motz is handed a key role up front on offense and at linebacker. So is there room for the Cardinals back among the elite in both the Scenic Bluffs and in Division 7?
The first day I addressed it, and I said, let's play football this fall, completely different team, and who are we going to be? We won't be last year's team, and that's okay. We want to be this year's team anyway.
We have a lot of pride in our program, and for seniors, it's the responsibility to make sure this program lives on, because that's what the seniors did before us, and that's what the seniors did before them. Could wake up tomorrow and not be able to play. So every single down, I just make sure I give it my all.
Hillsboro's season ended last year in Level 2 to Bangor, 28-14. But the 8-3 campaign made it 14 years in a row with a trip to the postseason. This year, they have to replace a strong senior class. Only 4 starters returning on both sides of the ball. But the Tigers are ready to face the pressure and make it number 15.
It's definitely a lot of pressure on us to perform at a level that our peers have in the past, because for the past 14 years we've been to the playoffs, so there's definitely a lot of pressure there.
You do the things that you need to do to be successful, and this group of guys have been in the playoffs for the last 14 years, and we expect the next crop of guys to carry on that tradition.
Brookwood tied with Hillsboro for second last season in the Scenic Bluffs. The 7-4 record good enough for a trip back to the playoffs. The 7-seeded Falcons then upset number 2 seed Marquezan 33-0 in Level 1 before falling to Melrose Mindoro in the next round. But second-year head coach Jeremy Mack and this group feel that upset win will give them huge momentum entering this season.
It showed people that we don't care what other people think of us. We're going to play with anyone, and we're there to win.
It really helped with confidence and get kind of that winning mindset and winning attitude. And I think it just, it added an intensity and it added a hunger for the upperclassmen now to sort of kind of stake their own claim this year.
Year one is success for Cashton football under Jared Hemmersbach and his new staff, a 500 conference record. Took the Eagles back to the playoffs this year. It's a family affair with the coach's first cousin Trevor Hemmersbach playing his part in the trenches. Together they look to improve on their level 1 loss with a deeper run this postseason.
Me and him are pretty close. We've always been close. I mean, now being that he's my head coach, we've been getting a lot closer, and he'll joke around with you, but when it's time to get serious, you got to get serious.
He gets away with nothing, so that's cool though. He is my cousin, first cousin, so it's great to be able to coach that. The two managers here are my twin boys, so we kind of got a little family thing going here in Cashton football.
All teams looking up at the D7 state champs last season. Brookwood, the big mover, 1-6 in 2014 to 4-2 a year ago. Travis Wilson tells us which team this year could make a similar jump.
What a year it was for the Bangor Cardinals, who won a second straight league title and advanced all the way to Madison, claiming the program's first state championship with a 20-14 win over Pepin Alma in the Division 7 title game. Hillsboro and Brookwood tied for second, while Cashton also made the playoffs. Jack Rader of Bangor went for more than 600 yards on the ground last year in a complimentary role, but we'll see his role in the offense this season increase considerably. Alex Matz is a returning two-way all-conference player for the Cardinals. Necedah receiver Charlie Hushka is the lone returning first-team all-conference player in the entire league. Bangor and Brookwood should find themselves in the postseason once again, with Cashton having a very good shot as well. A team to watch is Royal, who has not been in the playoffs since 2002, but the Panthers return every starter from last year's team. Despite losing 2,400-yard rusher Andrew Piskey amongst several outstanding players, defending Division 7 state champion Bangor remains the team to beat in the Scenic Bluffs Conference.
Is Ithaca's run atop the Ridge and Valley over? The Bulldogs, back-to-back conference champs, only 2 losses the last 2 seasons. Both came against the eventual state champions. Junior Aaron Hipsch likely gets the nod at quarterback. Week 1, Luke Elke moving over to running back after catching a team-high 5 TDs in 2015. And despite the young team, Elke says they're going to be a contender.
If they want to think Ithaca doesn't have anything, we'll surprise them, I guess. That doesn't concern me what people are going to think. This is my last shot to do something big.
For these sophomores and juniors, though, they were able to go through 2 full seasons of full JV games, and they were also lucky enough to play a lot of the second halves of the varsity games the last 2 years, so they've had a lot of time on the field.
No stranger to the playoffs, DeSoto snuck in last year for the 20th consecutive season. That young squad is now a year older and more experienced, and with that comes high expectations. 33 players field the roster for the Pirates, with 11 of them in the senior class. They will use that to their advantage as they gear up for a run at 21.
Well, the entire starting team right now is pretty much the entire senior class. A few juniors here and there, but generally it's a bunch of people that have been playing since middle school together, and so comfortability can't really get much higher.
A lot of these guys had to play as sophomores, and now they're seniors here, so they've been through it a couple years here, and we're excited to have those guys and see what they can do out there this year.
500 conference record put Kickapoo Lafarge in the playoffs last season. This year, they bring in a talented group of juniors with a new man leading the way, former Viroqua head coach Josh Hansen, taking over the reins for the Predators. And after a 3-year break from the sidelines, he's ready for the Ridge and Valley.
A go-get-it kind of guy, you know. I think a lot of us picked up on that right away, and as we move forward to practice, it just keeps setting itself in.
The smaller school is a different thing to adjust to. Talking about, 20, 25 versus 45 to 60. Just kind of taking my spin on things and going forward with that.
Ithaca and DeSoto with the run on the Ridge and Valley Championships since 2011, the Bulldogs winning the last 2. Travis Wilson lets us know which one of those 2 teams is the team to beat in 2016.
Ithaca dominated the Ridge and Valley Conference once again, going unbeaten until level 3 of the playoffs, going down to eventual Division 7 champion Bangor. DeSoto was the only other conference team to finish with an overall winning record, though Kickapoo Lafarge and Weston also made the playoffs. Luke Elke of Ithaca is a returning first-team All-Conference wide receiver, but could see his role in the running game increase this year. Speaking of changing positions, Austin Anderson of DeSoto was a first-team All-Conference running back last season, but could make the move to quarterback this year. One of his favorite targets will be Ben Rice, who was a first-team All-Conference receiver in 2015. It will be an interesting race to watch in 2016, as despite heavy graduation losses, Ithaca remains one of the top teams in the Ridge and Valley Conference and Division 7. The Bulldogs have one of the highest participation rates in the entire state. DeSoto has a state record 31 WIA playoff appearances and should continue that this year. League newcomer Riverdale is a team to watch as they move over from the SWAL. Waniwak has never made the playoffs in football, but a new co-op with Weston has the team thinking playoffs this year. The team to beat in the Ridge and Valley Conference remains Ithaca, despite the heavy graduation losses. The Bulldogs have great numbers in the program. If there is a team to knock them off, it could be DeSoto.
Coming up, the Dairyland Conference looks to be a two-horse race once again this season. Hear what the Mustangs and the Cardinals have to say about that next.
To me, it doesn't matter what level you play at, what division, if it's from a better conference, bigger time program. If you can play, you can play it.
Welcome back. It's time to talk the big coaching change that occurred in the Dairyland. Tom Wisniewski stepping aside at Melrose Minduro. His interim replacement can take a big deep breath. Quarterback Sam Boone not going anywhere. After a trip to the state semifinals in 2015, the air attack is back for Melrose Minduro, led by 2,300-yard man through the air last season, Sam Boone. His new voice on offense is interim head coach Torrey Lockington. There aren't any cupcakes early. The Mustangs open up against defending state champ Bangor.
I'm guessing I'll have a lot of nerves. You know, the spotlight's on me now for calling plays, and a little different than doing the JV to stepping into the spotlight there with the varsity. Hopefully as the games go on, you get a little less nervous and more confident in the play calling, and everything starts falling into place.
I know we lost some pretty talented guys last year, but the way I look at it, the confidence that we had last year has kind of drug over to this year.
Back to Boone, his 27-4 touchdown interception ratio from last season. Not going to cut it this fall, according to the senior.
I did put up pretty good numbers last year, but it's always something to improve on. You always set the bar pretty high, but you always want to go reach that bar.
For now, the bar is set. Week 1, the Bangor Cardinals, Thursday night in Melrose.
Last year was a tough one against them, and this year we're hoping to make it a little closer, and it's been a while since we put a W up against those guys.
Right on top of the Dairyland with Melrose Minduro last season were the Aliva Strum Cardinals. Their season, though, ended in level 1 with an 8-point loss to Hurley, but expectations high for Chad Hansen and his group. How about returning 18 letter winners from a year ago, with Week 1 depth chart featuring 11 senior starters on both sides of the ball?
Definitely one of our biggest advantages, I think, coming in. We've had guys playing since sophomore, freshman year, getting reps at varsity spots, and I think that's really going to help out.
We have 30 juniors and seniors right now. We have some sophomores that are going to be challenging for playing time as well, but we have a nice divide with so many upperclassmen. It allows the younger guys to develop at the JV level before they have to be thrown into the fire.
Where does Cochrane Fountain City fit into the Dairyland mix? The Pirates are set at quarterback, Tristan Schmitnick, a third-year starter, but it's a tough schedule. The opener Friday night at D7, state runner-up Pepin Elma. Two-way lineman James Stanton back after a broken ankle took away his junior season. Stanton's ready to make his return. You don't have to ask him twice.
Yesterday I puked 3 times, and I just kept going. I don't know, there's just some drive in my head that's pushing me right now. The senior year's got to be worth it.
He's kind of got that hunger. He really wants to have a piece of this action because he knows this is his last hurrah. He's a senior, and it's all on the line for him.
Whitehall finished 500 last season and was eliminated in level 1 of the playoffs by Iowa Grant. Only 4 starters return on both sides of the ball for the Norse, who are looking to return to the postseason in back-to-back years. Competition with the underclassmen to get on the field will play a huge factor as they look to remain in the top half of the standings.
The younger guys, they always look up to us. Like when I was a freshman, I always looked up to the older guys, and they were great leaders, and I just want to do the same for them.
We've had 100 questions coming into the year, not knowing who's going to get what spots. We got a lot of young guys that got to grow up real quick this season to fill those spots. But of our 6 seniors that we have this year, some great leadership, working hard. So if those young guys grow up quick, I think we should be able to compete.
Melman and Oliva Strum sharing last year's title with Sports.net's Travis Wilson gives one of those two the slight edge in taking home the 2016 conference crown.
Oliva Strum and Melrose Mindoro shared the league title last year in a very competitive Dairyland Conference race, going 6-1. Melrose Mindoro was the only team to get a postseason victory, advancing all the way to level 4 before going down to Darlington. Cochrane Fountain City and Whitehall also made it into the playoffs. Sam Boone is a returning first-team all-conference quarterback for Melrose Mindoro, throwing for more than 2,300 yards last year. Eric Christofferson is one of the most versatile and dynamic players in the entire state, going over 700 yards rushing and receiving last season. He's also a first-team all-conference selection on defense. Bennett Moen, an offensive lineman and linebacker from Oliva Strum, is one of the top returning players in the league. Speaking of Oliva Strum, Quinn Olson led the league in rushing last year with more than 1,400 yards. Keep an eye on Tristan Schmidt-Connect from Cochrane Fountain City. He's a 3-year starter that has more than 3,500 career passing yards. Melrose Mindoro and Oliva Strum are pretty sure bets to get into the postseason as two of the better teams in their respective divisions. The rest of the league will be interesting to watch, as there could be 7 of the 8 teams that have what it takes to get into the playoffs, but only spots for 4 or perhaps 5 of them. I give Melrose Mindoro a slight edge over Oliva Strum in the preseason thanks to the postseason run that the Mustangs had last year, but it should be an exciting race to watch.
Pepinelma has been top dog in the South Lakeland Conference the last 3 seasons. But gone is speedster Trevor Height and a talented senior class who led the way to 2 state appearances. They now turn to returning All-State defensive end Caden Hockey. The senior amounted for 16 sacks, 30 tackles for loss, and 20 touchdowns a year ago, and will take what he learned from last year's group to turn into a big 2016 season.
They always played super hard, so I'm going to try and obviously do what they did last year and really help move the ball on offense and try and affect the field from a couple different positions, hopefully.
Leads by example. You know, he's the first one to drills, worked extremely hard all off season, and last year he had a phenomenal season both offensively and defensively.
Couldn't really believe it, but at the same time, knowing Coach for all these years, I knew he'd make it through it.
Communities across our area will be rallying behind Ithaca head coach Chad Clary. That story next on the News 8 Highlight Zone High School Football Preview Show.
I've seen a lot of people, and I've seen how the community supports people with it, and I'm lucky to be from this area.
Welcome back. This Thursday night, Cashton and Ithaca end the wait. Our local high school football season kicks off. And at this opener, the attention will be on the sidelines.
The back-to-back Ridge and Valley champion Ithaca Bulldogs are set to play their hearts out for a completely different reason this season. Turns out to be for the man closest to their hearts, Chad Clary. Clary's set to coach this season while fighting a battle much bigger than Friday nights. A father of 3 boys, Chad Clary can count football as his 4th. This, the 26th year around the sidelines in Ithaca, makes this guy believe anything can happen with a young returning team. But this season's different, and before Game 1 Thursday night even starts, it's already a miracle.
I rolled my car the last week of February, and I went up to the Reedsburg ER that night because my wife and my dad made me. And I'm thankful that they did a CT scan, otherwise I wouldn't know today.
Doctors discovered 12 tumors down Clary's neck and spine, diagnosing the 43-year-old with multiple myeloma. Clary, symptom-free before the accident, caught his Hail Mary.
I've been real lucky. I'm not in pain, or I have chemo on Mondays and Tuesdays.
And here he is on a Monday after a trip to Madison for now a 2nd round of chemotherapy. Right back to practice, backed by his pack of Bulldogs.
We all know with cancer, he could have easily thrown in the towel. The fact that he's putting in the time to do this for us still just shows how much he loves us and how much he cares about this game.
I haven't really addressed the team about it because This is their 4 years, not mine, you know, so I don't really need anything to be about me. I'm just thankful that they ask and I can tell them what's going on.
Shrinking the tumors to allow a chance at a successful stem cell transplant this winter is the next goal, according to Clary's doctors. According to his team, he'll get there.
Couldn't really believe it, but at the same time, knowing Coach for all these years, I knew he'd make it through it. He's one of the strongest guys I know.
I've seen a lot of people, and I've seen how the community supports people with it, and I'm lucky to be from this area.
And how cool is this? Before Thursday night's kickoff, Cashton is organizing a fundraiser, 4 to 7, a little tailgate. All the proceeds are going to Chad Clary. Just a great gesture and a great way to kick off this season.
Great to see the communities rallying around, and definitely our hearts and prayers with Clary and the whole Ithaca Bulldog family. Well, that does it for our 2016 preview show. A big thank you to the hardworking crew behind the scenes. It's great to be talking football again.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
see you again Friday nights on the News 8 Highlight Zone.
The News 8 Highlight Zone High School Football Preview Show is brought to you by The Ground Round on Alaska and Toma. Watch The Ground Round Table every Thursday on News 8 at 6